I joined the Circle group. While I was going through your message, I went through the 40 days reset program. Between then and now, I've seen a lot has changed. All because, some of your messages, some of your leadership words, encouragement on how we should follow procedures. Some of these things, the way you talk it, you make it say as if it's not difficult.
I went back to the 40-day reset. So in one of it, that if I start thinking about being a victim or anything, it's not going to help me and it's not going to help my employer as well. So every day when I'm driving to work, I play each of those things and it has really helped me. Wow. Oh, it has helped me. Wow. I found out that the way I see myself has really, really changed.
I immediately joined Circle and started the 40-day reset. It has been absolutely life-changing for me as far as a mindset shift that I didn't know I needed.
It's a very wonderful mental reset. If you're just joining in here and you have not tried that, please just go and check it out. I can promise you will come back and testify.
That point where you make up your mind is where your life changes. That's where a poor man becomes a rich man. That's it. That's where failure changes to success. It is your decision, not your condition, that determines your destiny. Whatever you are seeing and hearing, I promise you will not live your life the same.
Leadership is not a day's job, it's a daily job. It takes time to change the mindset.
The human mind functions like a camera, and any image that is established on the film or memory card is what is printed out for you on the postcard. Whatever picture it finds in your heart and mind is what it prints out for you in real life. Hello, everyone. I am excited to say that we had an amazing time at the C-Suite Leadership Retreat at the Oberoi in Marrakech, Morocco. You know what? The treatment was beyond 5-star. The feedback is just amazing. The content of the discussions, paradigm shifted. Just 2 days, right? And it's been an amazing time of pulling away for C-suite leaders and founders and CEOs. And everybody is going home with a paradigm shift, with new ideas to execute. So I would like to say a big thank you to everyone who's been a part of our C-Suite Leadership Retreat 2024. And it's my pleasure to announce from the 8th to the 11th of July 2025, we'll be having the C-Suite Retreat in Dubai. Everyone who attended this year is signing up to come next year. Some of the people who were not here are already signing up to be there. Our numbers must remain small. So my encouragement, sign up right away. Go on my Linktree and just find the link and sign up right away, because we are so sure that in a very short time, all the slots that we have will be taken. So I look forward to seeing you in Dubai in 2025 to your success.
The C-Suite retreat is amazing. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. The high level of excellence, the first-class treatment is exceptional.
It's been so wonderful. It was strategic.
Every session has been powerful, and I will definitely come back next year.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on our Leadership Live today. How has your day been? Or how is your day going? Or how was your day? Yeah, some of us just crossed into the next day. I know. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So it's the beginning of a new week. And well, it's been 2 weeks since the last time we saw. So how has it been applying the principles of leadership, right? Good. If it's your first time here, a big welcome to you. Okay, so we usually start this way. So I know where this is a global event, okay? And we're all joining from various platforms, Instagram, X, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. Okay. Give us an idea where you're connecting from. We'd like to do that just a few minutes. And while we're doing that, okay, good to see you, my good friend Anne from California and Pastor Tim Baker from Chicago. Awesome. Okay, and Sam 7 from Kumasi, Ghana. See. Okay, so we are a leadership movement, right? We are a global leadership community. And the first thing is our understanding of leadership in our community is that everyone can lead. I need to put that out clearly before we start, just in case you're just joining us, okay? For most people, leadership is about occupying a position. But for us in our community, no, leadership is just ability to influence one or more people to achieve goals. Once you define it in terms of influence, then you realize leadership happens at all levels. And at the end of the day, it's the collective leadership quotient of all of us that determines how far we go, right? So we believe here that everyone can build their influence. Actually, that's what we do week in, week out. Good. So we start our leadership right from the beginning of the session. Can you please share? Just go ahead and share on every platform, on all the social media platforms, on WhatsApp, wherever. Drag someone in here. You know why? Only God knows who's going to be a president 5, 10 years from now. Only God knows who's going to be a governor, who's going to be a class teacher, right? Who's going to be a religious leader, who's going to be a CEO. And this may just be one of the greatest investments you ever made in their life. So please, let's share. Let's go ahead and bring people in to join us on this broadcast. All right, good. So thank you, Daniel from Benin City. Thank you, Favor from Lagos, and Kolumi from Lagos, and Obina also in Lagos. Israel Oladipo. Oh, Pastor Israel in Abuja, Nigeria. Amazing. Good to see you. Solomon Wisdom is also in Abuja, and Kade is in Ekiti and Barua. Victor is in Osun State, Lemuel, and amazing. So many from Nigeria. Eyitomi, Manuel, and Muyiwa. Right. Oh, good to have you here. Ivor Luke, joining from Nigeria, first time here. Amazing. Yes. Oh, Isaac from Ghana. Amazing. Thank you. Yahweh is in Lagos, and he is in Benin City, Nigeria. Thank you, Precious, for joining us first time in this space. Amazing. Thank you, everyone that is joining us for the first time. Assurance, joining us from Assurance. Thank you. Amazing. Thank you, Sunday. First time to be here. Victor joined us from Lagos. Linda joined from Malawi. And Kinney Willie from Calabar. And oh yeah, Pastor David Abidoye from Port Harcourt. Good to have you here. Oh, Precious, you joined from Plateau State. Amazing. Dr. Busi from Lagos. Tolu from Silver Spring, Maryland. We are coming in your neighborhood shortly. Marvelous from Benin City. Thank you for joining us. Larry from Swindon, UK. Winner joined from Canada. Right. Amazing. Sunday from Abia, and Daniel from Benin City. Dr. Lubumi from Ibadan. Awesome. All over Nigeria. And oh my God, Psalm 7 says unable to join from Facebook. Oh, well, I'm seeing right now, Orji joined from Facebook, from Lagos on Facebook. I wonder what's going on there. Right, okay, we'll check the platform. Dr. Denny from Great Ife, thank you for joining us. Yeah, my wife is from Great Ife, right? You guys are all over the world, I know. Luan Shagun from Lagos, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Akiyemi, thank you. All right, Jones from Abuja, and Prince is joining us from Zambia. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So what we do, I address a leadership topic for some minutes, and then I take some questions from the chat room, right? But please don't put the questions in the chat room until we're done with our discussion, okay? And I know it's night already in some places, so we won't take your time, okay? Good. However, I believe that all of us agree this leadership issue is a big issue right now, globally. Why? John Maxwell says everything rises and falls on leadership. There's a saying in the business world, the fish rots from the head. When something goes wrong at the leadership level, it's coming down on everyone. The reason, and I'm talking about people that occupy leadership positions now at a high level. Remember, we said leadership happens at all levels. Come to think of it, right? In the family, the influence of parents on their children is outsized, especially since psychologists say that by the age of 7, the major neural highways are already established in the brain of a child, right? That's huge. And then talk about the influence of teachers. The reason why we've got to take the leadership thing seriously, right? All of us, okay? And then it's actually from us that people emerge, right? To become leaders at a higher level. And then their behavior and decisions have this outsized impact on all of us. Right. So many people. I mean, I talked to a lot of CEOs. I still spoke to some this week, and they admit I've just been feeling my way. I've just tried to do the best that I can do. And then I've been moving up, right? I achieved the goals. I get the promotion. I've been moving up. And someone told me, it's just that now that I'm up here, CEO, one, I'm really concerned about how to sustain this success. Okay, we call it imposter syndrome, right? So he says, the leadership side, nobody prepared me for that. I was just being successful, achieving goals, and I was moving up and moving up. So it's really, really important for all of us to prepare for the opportunities ahead of us, right? Right. Okay, so like you saw in the video that we played, we are all pumped up for our C-suite leadership retreat in Dubai. That's probably our highest level event, right? Maximum, we are somewhere around 20, a little plus or minus, 20 founder CEOs or top government officials in the room. And it's life-changing, right? It's life-changing. So we were to have it in Dubai second week of July, but then you had these security issues around the Middle East around that time. And honestly, we were not willing to take high net worth individuals, into that space at that time. So we had to postpone. And we are happy to announce that the C-Suite retreat will now be holding second week of October. Oh yes, second week of October. In Dubai. So you ask, so exactly what goes on there? It's a lot. So many people don't know that when we aspire to and pray for success, we're asking for a fresh set of challenges. You know, our assumption is that that will solve all of our problems, right? Yeah, it will solve some, but success creates new ones. Rising to the top creates a fresh set of problems. Now, those are the things we address. In fact, the ones we tend to address are the ones that are not even addressed in the MBA class, right? Your success changes your relationships. It changes the structure of your relationships. And many people are not aware, but usually as you're moving up, the structure of your relationships are changing. And when we get down into that, that's where you get to touch the leader's pain, the pain points, the betrayals that people experience, the envy that people experience. And I ask CEOs, do they teach you how to manage envy in the MBA class? Okay. So people come through healed. I mean, healed. CEOs makes a world of difference. Of course, one of the things we also address, because strategic leadership is my forte and our forte at Samademi GLC. So we explore what's going to happen, the disruptions that are likely to happen in the next 1 year. So our clients are usually prepared for disruptions. So while disruptions kill businesses and affect some negatively, our clients are poised to actually leverage those disruptions to radically advance their businesses. The level of networking that happens there, of course, can be status changing, really powerful, the people you get to connect with. And then one thing we promise, we spoil the attendees, okay? We spoil the attendees, spoil it. So our venue in Dubai is more than a 5-star hotel and resort, right? As you saw earlier on in Morocco last year, Marrakech, we were at the Oberoi. And I mean, the Oberoi is a hotel group that has been used for case studies at Harvard. The customer service was exceptional. The blew us away. And something similar awaits us in Dubai. And you feel it from the moment you step out of your aircraft. Anyway, if this looks like the kind of an event, so the shifting date gave us the opportunity to open up just a few more seats, just a few more. It's not the kind of an experience where I talk, I teach and teach and teach. It's highly interactive because the people in the room are very smart people, right? So it's really life-changing. So I suggest you send or I strongly recommend you send your personal assistant or executive assistant to reach out to us. So there's a link on my Linktree. My Linktree. If you've been with us, you know what my Linktree is, right? So there's that link in my bio on social media. Click on it, and then you will see a list of the things that we have coming. So you'll see the C-Suite retreat there. What we want you to do is just book, let your office book what we call a discovery call, just 10 to 15 minutes where they can ask questions or you can ask whatever questions you have, and we can see how to admit you into the program. All right. We are excited about that and we can't wait. Good. So today we continue with our discussions, right? We started some weeks back on the qualities of a leader. Why do I consider this to be very, very important, right? Leadership doesn't need to be a confusing thing. Also, If you've always had the idea, like most people in the world have, that it is the people that occupy high positions, especially in government, those are our leaders. The rest of us are just followers. If you also have believed that few people are born to lead, everybody else is born to follow, what do? We're just powerless. We're at their mercy. Perish those thoughts. Okay? Perish those thoughts. Those of us in this community believe otherwise. Okay, so this is why we're discussing the qualities of a leader. My own story, how when I was much younger, I did not believe that I was leadership material, right? Why? Oh, I am an introvert, right? I don't like to talk. How do I explain that to people these days? Right? So when I was much younger, when I was very young, if you found me in the group and you asked someone to volunteer to be the leader, I would be the last person to do so. Because I'm introverted and I used to be extremely shy. I found it difficult to string words together, to bring my ideas, right? I like to dream, I like to think, I like to plan, to strategize, but to bring those words out was difficult, right? So I felt that the people that were charismatic, friendly, found it easily to express themselves, those were the ones that God designed to be leaders, right? They needed to jump ahead and the rest of us will follow them. Until I read the book, Learning Christian Leadership by Donald S. Altman. It was an elderly reverend gentleman in our church that gave me to read. He said, there's something about you, go and read this book. As at that time when he gave me the book, some 35 years ago, the book was already old. Anyway, so it was the author that challenged my thinking and said, if you are a believer in the Bible, did you read in your Bible that God created man in his own image and gave man dominion? He says, how would you then believe that there is anyone that does not have leadership potential? And he said leadership is just influence and you have the capacity. Then the author listed all the many qualities of a leader and said, whoever you are, you have some of those qualities already. The ones you don't have. He said, you can cultivate. And I said, what? I looked through the list. I saw that I had some of them already. That was what convinced me. That was what crashed the barriers for me. That was what destroyed my excuses. I could not deny the fact that I had some of the qualities already. The ones I did not have, I could cultivate. Okay, so that's why we've been going through the qualities of a leader. Now, if you've been a part of this discussion, can you remember any of the qualities we've discussed? Can we do a quick type in the chat room? Yes. This is big business. Whatever we're doing today, it's like planting seeds. Massive harvest coming in the next 5 years, 10 years, 10, 20, 30, 40. This is serious business. All right. The ones we discussed already, thank you. We've discussed empathy. We've discussed courage. Right. We've discussed vision. Thank you. We've discussed self-awareness. Amazing. Yes. Thank you. Yes, taking initiative. Yes, taking initiative. And that's the same thing as being proactive. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Amazing. That's really, really good. That is really good. Okay, good. So let's add one today. Is that okay? Let's add one today. And that is what? Communication. So that rides on vision, right? Honestly, vision is something that I don't mind talking about every day. You know why? Because when we discussed it, I said something that I quoted Bill Hybels. He said, vision is the heart of a leader. If you take vision out of the leader, he said, there's nothing left. If you take vision out of the leader, there is nothing left. Vision is central. And what is vision? Ability to see. Ability to see, that's vision, right? It's just that when it comes to leadership, the eyes that we are referring to are your inner eyes. Your inner eyes. However young you may be, whoever you may be, wherever your status may be, God gave you an equipment, and that equipment is critical to who you become in this life. It's your imagination. It's an equipment, so to speak. It's a part of your mind that turns concepts into pictures, turns ideas into pictures. Yes. So you see with your physical eyes, and you also have capacity to see with your inner eyes. Now let me try and establish a relationship between the two in a very simple way. What you see with your inner eye today is what you will see with your outer eye tomorrow. That's life. That is life. In other words, things exist in the intangible world and things exist in the tangible world. However, the tangible world will always arrange and rearrange itself depending on what we are seeing with our inner eyes. It's powerful. Your imagination is an amazing equipment that must not be allowed to go to waste. Your imagination is your opportunity to overcome your limitations. Remember again, what you see inside today, what you see with your inner eye today is what you will see with your outer eye tomorrow. Someone said, without a dream, you are sunk. So what is vision? A mental picture of a preferable future. Mental picture of a preferable future. A dream. So your imagination is the place where miracles happen, the place where your transformation is supposed to start. So you don't have money today, right? Your imagination is that one place where you can take yourself and take money and put the two of them together. Isn't that amazing? Oh my God. Today, you are, let's say you're a clerk or office assistant or entry-level staff somewhere. Your imagination is where you can take yourself and take the title of CEO and the office of CEO and everything that goes with that office and put the two of them together. And there's a principle waiting for you already. Whatever you see inside today is what you will see on the outside tomorrow. You see why vision is so critical? Now, the amazing thing is that when you have vision, it makes you a source of inspiration. Because that vision births conviction. There's a point which you get with that inner seeing that you begin to speak with confidence about the future. Yeah. At first, it comes in there gradually. It comes in sometimes probably with doubt. But something does happen somewhere along the line where it sinks into your subconscious, becomes a part of your, what we call your heart, and just transforms you. A vision restructures you from the inside and then becomes the filter through which you see everything. A vision is really powerful. But this is where I'm going, because it connects strongly with communication. However fantastic that vision may be that you have of a preferable future, of a beautiful future, if you cannot effectively transfer it into the minds and hearts of other people, leadership is not going to happen. You may be able to lead yourself, but your influence on other people will be limited. Communication is that process of effectively transferring the ideas in your mind into the minds of other people. Right? You see how important it is? Not only should we have vision, we've got to have the capacity, the skills for communicating vision. Amazing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone who's joined us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Dr. Frederick from Maryland, thank you for joining us. Amazing. Okay, so we are discussing what? Communication. Communication. The ability to transfer ideas from your mind and heart into the minds and hearts of other people. Now, the moment they are able to see what you are seeing, can you see the power in it? The way the vision restructured you is the way the vision will begin to restructure them. The way the vision motivates you is the way the vision will motivate them. A vision gives you hope. A vision gives you hope. Why? Because the vision gives you already a clear picture of the future. It is people that don't have a future that lose hope, right? Hope is a powerful thing. Hope is a powerful thing. It keeps us here until the future arrives. Gives us a reason to wake up in the morning. In fact, gives us a reason to get going. Because sometimes, which meaningful vision do you want to achieve that you won't meet obstacles, that you won't experience failures or challenges? But it is that vision. So at first you feel the pain, you feel the challenge. Maybe it's that you've gotten to a point where you ran out of money or completely, or something went wrong, or you experienced a failure. But honestly, once you pick that vision up, once you go into your mind and you begin to envision that beautiful picture that you were seeing, hope comes alive. Fresh inspiration comes and keeps you going. A vision literally makes you a magnet. So it makes you a source of inspiration. However, it's communication that we're talking about. And I need to let you know, communication is not just talking, right? It's not just talking. You can talk without communicating, because talking is just, or speaking is just one aspect of communication. Right from elementary school, right from primary school, they taught us various aspects of communication, didn't they? They taught us how to read. They taught us how to write. And they taught us how to speak. Am I right? Yeah. Reading. So these are critical dimensions for a leader. The reading is absolutely important, because you're asking me, how do I get vision? How do I stimulate my imagination? How do I get to see new worlds inside before I see them outside? Read. Read. Rub minds with some of the most successful people in the world. Somebody spent 20 years, 30 years, 40 years accomplishing success. Just by reading their books, you rub minds with them. Woo! Oh, it is wise people that buy books. It is wise people that pay to attend seminars. It is wise people, that invest in developing their minds. It's powerful. You too, think of it, right? Somebody's been doing something for 20 years, 30 years. The person writes a book, then you buy the book for $20 or $30. How can that wisdom be worth only $20 or $30? But that's the way life works. That's the way life works. But remember what I said. Vision is powerful. Let me tell you one other thing that vision does. Vision aids recognition. Vision inspires recognition. What do I mean by recognition? Let me illustrate. I need to pick you at the airport. I've never met you before. So the likelihood is, except somebody shows me your picture, or I'm holding a tablet or paper that has your name, the likelihood is that you will pass me by. Am I right? And I've been waiting for you for 2 hours at the airport. But if I knew you before, or if I had seen you before, or if I had seen your picture before, the moment you see you, the moment I see you, I'll pick you out of a crowd. That's the power of vision. That's what vision does, right? That when you are clear about your future, about where you are going, about who you are becoming, you'll be amazed. You'll begin to recognize the opportunities, recognize the people that have something to do with your achievement of that goal. The first time I was to buy a car, I went out, of course, it was a used car. So I went out with my friends, and then we saw this particular one, and I said, this is it. This is it. Beautiful color, brownish gold, like that. You know the amazing thing? Until that day, I had never even seen that model. The model of that car, I'd never seen it on the road before in Lagos, Nigeria. From that day, to my shock, every day on the road, that's my car. That's my car. I began to see the car. Exactly, because I wasn't looking for it before. So honestly, some of your best opportunities in life can pass you by each day if you don't have the kind of vision that you need to recognize them. Vision aids recognition. It becomes the filter through which you see life. Okay, fine. And now we're talking about how you transfer that to other people. You can already see the effect, right? Number one, if you effectively transfer that vision into the heart of somebody else, it will change them from the inside. It will restructure them. They will see themselves in a new way, right? They will see who they are becoming in the future. They will have hope. Just imagine the number of people in our world right now that are running out of hope, right? The future is looking bleak. In some parts of the world where some of us are right now, young people are in school and they don't even understand why they're in school. They don't see the point because they know people who've been out of school for 3, 4, 5 years who haven't gotten a job yet, right? So when you are that person, therefore, that can, clearly transfer a vision into somebody's heart, you give them hope, you give them motivation, you give them inspiration, right? And then you help them to also experience the recognition. Then they're able to recognize opportunities. It's amazing. Okay. So when you're a leader, you need to cultivate reading skills. You need to be reading. That's how you expand your mind, right? That's how you see new worlds. That's how you get ahead of the people you are leading and you remain a source of inspiration to them. Okay. Gratefully, these days we have access to information like never before. Watch videos on YouTube. There are free audios online. Free videos on YouTube. Oh my God. How to become a CEO, right? How to become a millionaire, how to become a billionaire. Just type them into YouTube. You'll be amazed, right? So I know entertainment is good, right? The only thing is you can't be a spectator all your life, right? Yeah. So some of the things you feed on need to be things that are helping you become the person you want to be, right? For the rest of your life. Anyway, so reading, right? And then they taught us writing. Yes, writing. Writing. Learn to put your thoughts down. Writing is so powerful. It forces you to be more accurate. Have you noticed, do you have a habit of typing text and reading your text before you send them? When you don't read them, what happens? You make mistakes, typos, we say, right? So when you read them before sending, are you surprised the way I am sometimes, the mistakes that I make? I'm surprised, right? My brain and my hand coordination sometimes don't work together well. So this is what writing does to you. It forces you to clarify your thoughts before you express them. Some writing, therefore, can be really powerful. Secondly, what you wrote is fixed. What you wrote is fixed. If you come back 10 years from now, how you wrote is exactly the way it is. So it's easier to build on that because it doesn't shift. And then speaking. Yeah, now this is the part that scares a lot of people, right? Scares a lot of people. Again, there are more introverts in the world. This is statistically speaking now. There are more introverts in the world than extroverts. So don't be surprised that speaking is something that scares a lot of people, right up to many executives, right? However, it's a skill. It's a skill, and you can learn it, right? The basic thing, Dr. Stephen says, I've decided to publish my books after holding back for some years. Thanks for your inspiration and clarity teachings. I'm publishing 3 books now. Oh, now that's very important. So let me say here, it doesn't matter how long the time that we spend together here talking and teaching, it won't matter if you don't do something, if you don't take action. And I'll tell you, that is what has changed my own life. I read the books that other people read, but honestly, when I read the book, I mark. Then I go back from the beginning again, and then I write down action steps. I execute. I try. Even if I fail, I try till I get it, right? Thank you, Dr. Stephen. That's encouraging. Okay, so practice makes perfect, right? The most important thing about speaking, prepare what you're going to say. Prepare what you are going to say. Think through and write down what you're going to say. Okay? As a leader, that's very important. How you're going to start and get somebody's attention, the main body of what you want to say, and then how you're going to end what you want to say. Those basic 3 parts form every speech in this world. Okay? How you're going to start, the purpose of your communication. Is it to inform? Is it to educate? Is it to educate? Is it to entertain? Right? You need to be clear about the purpose. Is it to correct? The purpose must be clear. How you start, the key thing you want to say, and how you're going to end it. Okay? Good. So they taught us in school reading, writing, speaking. There's a 4th part of communication that they did not teach us, and it is very important. Listening. Listening. They didn't teach us that. You know why a lot of people run away from selling? Because we think selling means talking as much as possible to convince someone that they should buy what you want to sell. Sorry. Actually, the experts do more of listening. Because it is when you listen to someone, that you get to really know their pain point, to know what's bothering them, to know what their needs really are. And then you can speak to that. So what do I mean? So most of us know that apart from my being a leadership coach, which is what I'm doing here, that I'm also a pastor. So on the church side of our job, of my work, when our church Daystar was about 500, you know, in the time of deep meditation and reflection and prayer, I just intuitively saw a picture where we're going to 2,000. So that's part of how we get vision, right? If you know how to pray, that's one of the major things you should be looking for in prayer. Okay. Okay, so the following Sunday, I announced to the church, I'm happy to let everybody know we're growing to 2,000. We're growing to 2,000. I was expecting everybody to be excited, to be happy that we're going to grow. They were looking at me. So I was wondering, what did I say wrong? So at the end of that service, one of us walked up to me and said, congratulations. That's a good vision. I said, thank you. She said, so it means that the new people that are coming will be more than those of us that are here now. I honestly had not thought of it that way. I said, oh, right. And that was true. We were 500. I was saying we were going to 2,000. That meant the 1,500 people coming were going to be more than those of us that were there. Then she said, it also means that I'll not be able to walk up to you after a service like this anymore. I'll have to book an appointment with your personal assistant before I can see you. That was when what she was communicating registered. I said, no, not for somebody like you. No. we won't get there. No. You'll always be able to walk up to me. So I went home thinking, oh my God. So that's why they did not clap. Wow. Whoa. You know why they did not clap? What they were hearing and thinking was how that growth, that change that was coming was going to affect them. That's what the lady came to say. Number one, their share of influence was going to be diluted. Instead of 1/500 now, on the average, was going to be 1/2,000. Also, hear what she said. I will have to book an appointment to see you. I won't be able to walk up to you anymore like this. Yeah. That was when I discovered everybody has an internal radio, and it is permanently on the frequency WIIFM. WIIFM. What's in it for me? So you see why you have to listen as a leader? Why you got to listen? You will have to communicate how this new vision, how this change that you're talking about is going to benefit them. What is in it for them? I came back the following Sunday. I made the same announcement again. I said the same thing again, but in a different way. I said, you see, we're going from 500 to 2,000. Some of you in this church have been praying for wives. You know why your prayer has not been answered? Your wife is not here yet. Your wife is not here yet. Your wife is one of those new people that are coming. That was when they said amen. I said, some of you have been praying for husbands. Your husband is not here yet. Your husband is one of those people that are coming. They said amen. When you find what works, you work on it. So I stayed on the point. Some of you have been looking for jobs. The person to give you the job is one of those people coming. Some of you have been looking for contracts. The person to give you the contract is one of those people that are coming. Okay. So dear leader, if you're going to be effective in communicating, you'll have to listen to people and find a way to connect what is important to them to this new vision, this new feature you're describing. Finally for today, you got to be a good storyteller. My dear leader, you've got to be a good storyteller. Stories are so powerful. Stories are so powerful. See, people make decisions emotionally. They only explain their decisions logically. There are barriers in people's minds. Your logic, your principles may not do the job. Thank you. Ebenezer says this has been a very enlightening experience. Watching from Finland. Thank you. Stories. One of the most effective leaders and one of the most effective communicators in human history is Jesus Christ. And it's interesting that the Bible says that when he communicated to the larger crowd, he approached it in a different way from the way he communicated to his own staff, to his disciples. So it says that he never spoke to the crowd without an illustration, without a story, without a parable. Go study that a little bit more. Stories connect with people on an emotional level. Learn to be a good storyteller. We need to stop there for today. Do you have any questions for me? Do you have any questions for me? Quickly type them in the chat room. And while you're doing that, we are excited as we prepare for the Shift Conference USA. February this year, we hosted, on February 8th, we hosted the Shift Conference in Lagos, Nigeria, and it was explosive. Almost 3,000 people at Echo Hotel and Suites. It was explosive. High-level interaction there, massive delivery, and we're holding only 2 Shift conferences this year. And the second one is coming up at Maryland, USA, at the in the DMV area, right? If you are anywhere in North America, you can't afford to miss this one. Okay, so the link is there. The link is there on the screen right now. Can someone help us to type on each of the on each of the platforms? join.samadeyemi.com/waitlist USA. So what we have right now is a wait list. It's the people on the wait list that have the opportunity to register first before we open it up to the public. And we're opening it up to the public very soon. Let me quickly say something. At the Shift Conference in Lagos, something remarkable happened. You know, because the leadership subject is not one that that is very attractive like that people are excited about, especially to pay about. And it's the reason why other parts of the world are running ahead of us. So you say, why is it not free? No, I've been teaching for 30 years. I've been on radio, I've been on TV, I've organized conferences, I've spoken all over the world, I've spoken to millions of people. Through the media and conferences, most people don't apply the things they learn for free. It is those that pay attention. Anyway, so what I did was to speak to some of my friends. Can you join us? Can you partner with us to make this conference happen? Because we don't know how to do mediocrity. We do excellence. And eventually we had 18 organizations. 18 organizations partner with us in Lagos. You know, the good news about Maryland, we have 6 organizations already that have signed up to be sponsorship partners. Now, if you're therefore a church leader or a business leader, and you want to join us in changing the world, please send us an email specifically to get information about sponsorship, being a sponsorship partner for Shift Conference USA. info@samadeyemiglc.com. info@samadeyemiglc.com. Let's change the world together. Like we did in Lagos, we'll put the logos, right, of our sponsorship partners on our advertising. And in fact, at the Lagos conference, we had these screens on the stage where the logos, the names and logos of all the businesses that partnered with us were scrolling all through the conference. Okay. Thank you. Let's do it together. Thank you. All right. But more importantly, register to attend. Register to attend. Okay. Great, 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 great. Dr. Stephen, you need to send me an email. All right. Thank you. Linda is asking a good question. You're really smart. How do I become a good storyteller? Okay. So be a good story reader, right? Be a good story reader. With that, you feel your way through stories, fiction stories, real stories, and you have millions of stories, right? Millions of stories. You know, you can actually just Google stories of people that overcame this. Yes, please. If you are anywhere near North America, you may be in Central America, South America, you may be in Europe. If you can make your way down to the DMV area in Maryland, USA, and you want to join us for the Shift Conference USA, the link is in some of our chat rooms right now, and it's there on the screen. September 13, that's the date. It's a Saturday. There'll be general session, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. general session, and then we'll have the VIP session, 1:30 p.m. to about 4 p.m. General session, 4 powerful sessions. I have 3 guest speakers joining me. One will be speaking on entrepreneurship. I won't mention their names yet. We'll introduce them shortly. But it's a gentleman who moved from Nigeria to the USA at the age of 18 to do university. Afterwards, tried his hand on businesses. One of them exploded, and he sold it for $1.3 billion in 2021. He'll be live at the conference, okay? The other person, a lady, will be speaking on how to create shifts in your life using AI, artificial intelligence. It's going to be explosive. And then another lady will be speaking on achieving success with work-life balance. So as you are killing your goals in the career area, in your finances, so you're killing your goal with respect to your relationships, killing your goals, respect with your health. Success in our own community comes with a balance, right? And then, of course, I'll be there live at the VIP session. That's where we'll go strategic. I'm going to do a short presentation, you know, on making your organization strategic, making your leadership strategic, you know, and then I'll talk about how to build your systems, leverage them, how to develop your people and things like that. And of course, how to fortify your organization against disruptions. And then all the speakers will form a panel, and then the people at the VIP session can ask questions. It's going to be powerful, isn't it? Woo! I can't wait. So join.samadeyemi.com/waitlist USA. That's where to put your name. That's where to register in preparation. Not register, put your name on the wait list, and then we'll give you information on the registration. Fantastic. How do I become a good storyteller? Read a lot of stories. Read a lot of stories. Listen to a lot of stories, and pay good attention to them. How the people telling the stories weave their way through, what they emphasize, where they pause, you know, where they come in to throw insights, you know. Watch a lot of movies. You know the amazing thing? Music is storytelling. All movies are stories, right? Yeah. The people that really shape this world do it through storytelling. Good. Oh, let me see. I live in Lagos. How can I get the Shift book? First, there's a bookshop at Daystar Christian Center, Ikosi Road, Oregon, Lagos. There's a bookshop right inside there, the Family First Bookshop. Or you can actually check on Instagram at Family First Bookshop. Okay, on Instagram at Family First Bookshop. You'll see a number there for the, call that number and they'll tell you how to get it. Or you may check on Instagram at Roving Heights. At Roving Heights. So there's a bookshop called Roving Heights Bookshop. You can Google it. They have bookshops around Nigeria. Okay, and they deliver books all over Nigeria. They also stock the book and they'll let you know how to get it. Awesome. So that's the big question, everyone. Have you gotten your copy of the Shifts book? Shifts, 6 steps to transform your mindset and elevate your leadership, right? That's it on the screen. 6 steps to transform your mindset and elevate your leadership. The people that control this world, the principles that they use, those are the things I put in the book. Principles I've applied to transform my life, transform organizations. And now I wrote in the book, I explained the SHIFT methodology. SHIFT is a methodology, 6 steps, right? The S is for see, the H for hear, the I for insight, the F for formulate, the T for transform, and the S for succeed. It's powerful. The basic principle that runs all through, whatever you see and hear consistently over time will enter your heart and it will put your life on autopilot. SHIFT is available on Amazon Canada, Amazon USA, Amazon UK, Amazon Singapore, Amazon Australia, Amazon everywhere. Okay, it's also available on Barnes & Noble and most of the leading bookshops around the world, Australia, everywhere in Europe. Check with your bookshop or ask them and they can get you a copy of this book. Okay, awesome. In North America, Walmart is selling it, Target is selling it. It's life-changing. Grab your copy, right? Good. Thank you, Comfort, watching from Germany. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Eniola. Success. Thank you. Thank you, Aloniboa. Thank you, Ayaro from Port Harcourt. Okay, Sam from Kumasi, Ghana is asking, how has your communication style evolved over time and what triggered those changes? Okay, so the first thing is when I then actually started speaking, I focused on principles. I love to teach principles, right? And I found out that's in line with my personality. I like truth, right? So I find principles very empowering because they never change and they have no respect for anybody and they have power. Gravity has power, right? It pulls everything down in this world. Aerodynamics also has power because it partially suspends gravity and allows an aircraft to travel thousands of miles across the ocean or across oceans and across continents. So I like principles. So I love to teach principles, to teach truth. However, I found out that people did not absorb what I was teaching as much as they did some other people. So I learned to pay attention to them, right? I was learning from other speakers, my pastor, Dr. Miles Monroe, right? And other speakers. In fact, let me tell you about 2 significant changes to my speaking or communication. The first one, so my former pastor under whom I developed my speaking, he's an extrovert, a super extrovert for that matter. So he would speak fast, right? He would speak fast and he would quote a lot of passages in the Bible. And, whenever he wanted to teach, he would read his opening passage from the Bible, close it, And then for the next 1.5 or 2 hours, he would be speaking. And everything he would say would come from the head. And he would quote like 100 passages of the Bible. So the first day he gave me the opportunity to speak, I thought it was wrong to write what you wanted to say and to be looking into the notes while you were speaking. So I was cramming everything I was going to say. Sadly, 10 minutes into my speech, and I had an hour, 10 minutes into my speech, the things I crammed jammed in my head. I could not remember the rest. But I was embarrassed to look at the notes. That it felt like failure. So when later I would see other successful speakers look into their notes and speak, I changed. Oh my God, people are different, right? I changed. And then I learned to take my points more slowly, because I then saw other speakers that were not as fast, that were slow, but that made good points, right? In aligning more with my own unique personality, I began to make a whole lot more impact. The second time I changed, my brother is also a pastor, so we were growing under the same pastor. Now he was posted to start a branch church, but I was supervising all the branches. So I then went one of those days to visit where he was, and he was teaching. I so enjoyed what he was teaching, and I was trying to identify, so what is different between the way he's speaking and the way I am speaking? By the way, he's an extrovert, right? And I found out it was the stories. He told more stories. And those stories, they drove home the point, they were exciting. The amazing thing is, people may forget the principles, they don't forget the stories. So I began to put more stories, right? And I found out, okay, I wasn't as spontaneous in remembering things that happened when I was a child, but I then would prepare more. So while preparing my notes for what to say, I would spend more time checking out my own stories or gathering stories from books and other sources. I hope that's helpful. Good. Sorry, we're unable to answer all the questions, and I don't want to keep us all through the night. Okay. So let me. I'm thinking of doing something, right? Oh, Desire is asking, when are you bringing Shift's conference to Togo? Okay. If we get enough indication from people there, right? Yes. Before we go anywhere, like, we have full invitations, a strong invitation from people in Canada. So we're considering doing the Shift conference in Canada next year in Toronto, right? But that means we actually have partners already waiting to partner with us to make it successful. So that's how we get to consider where to go. Duncan is asking, when are you coming to Europe? We're working on it. We've been getting quite a lot of inquiries from London, UK. So, and then, oh, by the way, let me mention that we're also excitedly preparing for the BLA Calgary, Canada. BLA is Business and Leadership Accelerator Roundtable. Business and Leadership Accelerator Roundtable. That's where I meet with only 20 to 25 people, executives, people and leaders at executive level, only 20 to 25. I come into a city and we do a whole day together, a Saturday. And all we focus on is explosive growth. It's powerful. We had it in Lagos in May this year. We had it in Toronto in June this year. We're having it in Calgary on September 20. Okay. So if you go on my Linktree, that's also there, right? That's also there. You can get on the wait list for that. That is happening exactly 1 week after the Shift conference in Maryland, in the DMV. Okay. After Shift conference USA, exactly 1 week after we'll be in Calgary. So put your name on the checklist and let's prepare for that now. So I'm just saying, if you if we don't have the numbers to host the big shift conference, are you able to mobilize for some 20, 25 people to be in the room? We can come into your city and have some hours together that will literally revolutionize people's lives and their organizations. All right? Good. Thank you, everyone. Oh my, you guys have been amazing. Oh, I can see so many questions, right? But thank you. Has this been helpful? Thank you. Akindele Emmanuel says, I'm a pastor. I caught it telling stories. Thank you. Ebenezer is looking forward to shift in Europe. Amazing. Thank you, guys. I hope this has been helpful to everybody today. So don't forget, grab your copy of Shift. Desiree is asking, how can we get Shift in French? That's a discussion I'm holding right now with John Wiley and Sons, my publishers, the publishers of Shift. We are actually in the process of negotiating. They're going to translate Shifts into French. I promise you that. We're working on that right now. Okay. Thank you for asking. And then we'll go on to other languages too, like Spanish and Portuguese and so on. Okay. Thank you, guys. Don't forget, if you are a C-level leader, that C-Suite retreat is holding in Dubai, October 6 to 9. We have just a few seats opened up. Let your office reach out to us. Okay, just go on my Linktree and book a discovery call, 10 to 15 minutes, and we can discuss how you can be admitted to this retreat. I should give a hint. The retreat is shifting to a new level altogether from next year. I'm not sure the rate is going to remain the same. So if you want to attend, this is the best time to jump in now, okay? Something powerful is happening to that retreat, and I'll be able to say that very shortly. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Do have a beautiful night if it's nighttime at your end. If it's still daytime where you are, like where I am, enjoy the rest of your day. If you're just starting your day, then do have an amazing day ahead of you. At this time next week, I'll be in the air, right? I'll be speaking at a conference in the UK this next weekend, and I'll put that on my social media later during the week. So I'll be in the air this time next week. I'm thinking of doing something that whenever we're going to, maybe I'm going to be in the air. I travel a lot on Mondays, right? That I record something at least so that we get the lesson for the day. Would that be okay? What do you think? Right? So that we're not skipping Mondays. And sometimes too, I plan to go on vacation. Is that okay? Sometimes I take vacations too. So if I'm going to be away, at least that we have something. Will that work? What do you think? Yeah, just before we go. All right, thank you. Obina says, that's excellent. Thank you. All right. So, thank you. Ibrahim says, thank you so much for always being a powerful mentor. God bless you. I love you so much. I love you too. Love everybody. That's what life is all about, right? We serve one another the best possible way we can. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Pastor Tokumbo Emmanuel. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody. Oh, wow. I'm going to talk to my team. Looks like it's a good idea. Thank you. Thank you, Fortress. Thank you, everybody. Bye for now.
That point where you make up your mind is where your life changes. That's where a poor man becomes a rich man.
That's it. That's where failure changes to success. It is your decision, not your condition, that determines your destiny. Whatever you are seeing and hearing, I promise you will not live your life the same.
Leadership is not a day's job, it's a daily job. It takes time to change the mindset.
The human mind functions like a camera, and any image that is established on the film or memory card is what is printed out for you on the postcard. Whatever picture it finds in your heart and mind is what it prints out for you in real life.